You've been so pro-Blake and Ryan follows you. If the roles were reversed and Baldoni's team sent subpoenas to you, hang on a second. What do you mean, if the roles were reversed? The roles are reversed, and many of these content creators have openly bragged about working with Baldoni's team. The 4 content creators that TAG have now confirmed were providing content or services on behalf of Wayfarer, Billy Bush, Andy Senior, Candace Owens, and Perez Hilton, were all fed exclusive information by Baldoni's team. Billy Bush bragged about airing never-before-seen text messages, showing this exchange between Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan that is found nowhere else. Messages that Bush had obtained directly from Baldoni's team. While in court, Justin's lawyers were fighting to prevent releasing those same text messages to Lively's legal team. Andy Senior openly bragged about being fed material, claiming he got the dance scene footage directly from Justin's legal team.
Justin Baldoni's legal counsel just sent us raw footage from It Ends With Us. I'm gonna have to stop this footage because even though we got this from their legal counsel, I don't know who owns this footage, who's gonna push back.
But when Andy was subpoenaed, well, then it became serious. This was an attack on free speech and freedom of the press, on independent journalism, an egregious overreach ignoring the fact that allegedly his speech was neither independent nor free. He launched a fundraiser to help pay his legal bills, raising $18,000. Then immediately left the country to go on vacation, where his mood shifted a little.
Look at this view. I'm going to enjoy this drink. I'm going to go back to it without any worries whatsoever. I get to monetize while on vacation now. Thanks to you, Blake, bringing this in.
Andy even went so far as to prank another creator on stage by serving them a fake subpoena because it's all just jokes to them, and as he bragged, an opportunity to monetize. Another name on the list, Candace Owens, ran with an exclusive bombshell story that Scott Swift definitely handed over Taylor Swift's text messages to Baldoni's legal team. Something that Baldoni's lawyers later admitted in court was not true at all. And it was revealed that this story was done while 73-year-old Scott was recovering from a quintuple bypass. When Daily Mail reporter James Vituska made a declaration under oath that Baldoni's team had lied, Perez Hilton ran an exclusive story that Vituska was going to recant his statement and admit that he was forced to say all of that under duress, which a month later still hasn't happened. And Perez admits that that story was sourced directly from Justin's team. Not only that, but when Perez himself was rumored to be getting a subpoena, he used that to make content, openly mocking the idea of getting a subpoena, mocking Lively and deliberately taunting that time was running out on the discovery schedule in order to serve him. When he was finally served and announced that he would be representing himself, he was bragging on Reddit that this would be great for engagement and would boost his views because after all, this subpoena's just a joke. Yet while he was laughing on Reddit, he was also making emotionally manipulative content, fear-mongering, and claiming that Blake Lively was putting his children in danger. And all of this highlights the abusive nature of these content creators' behavior. They have spent months needling, prodding, attacking, and trying to provoke some sort of reaction. In some cases, actively begging to be subpoenaed, and delighting in the attention, notoriety, and opportunity to merchandise it would bring them. Then act all shocked Pikachu when they get the very reaction they have spent months trying to provoke, and then use it to immediately DARVO, to play the victim and claim they've done nothing to deserve this, they're being unfairly targeted. This is not their First Amendment rights being attacked, but the inevitable and easily foreseen consequence of trying to work with or contact Baldoni's team while they are actively being litigated against. Of these content creators trying to involve themselves in this litigation that, surprise, surprise, means they're now involved in this litigation. So spare me the if the roles were reversed. It's performative and hollow. I say this because 4 of my mutuals who have made content on this topic, who have had no contact with anyone, and whose content is far more balanced, nuanced, and neutral than my own, have all been doxxed by Baldoni creators. 2 no longer make content on this topic because they do not feel safe. They didn't just face harassment, threats, and their personal information being released like the rest of us, their employers were also contacted and harassed. And I'm genuinely concerned that even just mentioning their name will make things worse for them, so instead, here's what Baldoni creators are saying about me.
It's his opinion. Well, I have an opinion about ex-patriarch. You guys, mommy sleuths, do your job and figure out who the hell this guy is. We gotta
No,
find
Donna,
him.
now they're going to say Donna's sending people after us to dig up, to
That's
dox
true.
us.
That's true. Don't
gonna
do
be the
it.
new narrative.
Don't do
Donna's
it.
trying to
Don't
dox
do
them.
I think that
I think ex-patriarch is on the Epstein list.
allegedly. Well, so
Yeah.
let's talk about
Allegedly, I think it's just an opinion.
You cannot call out these subpoenas to content creators for their potential to stifle free speech, while at the same time actively ignoring and turning a blind eye to those same creators, creating a hostile atmosphere that is actively silencing creators, threatening their safety, and making them fear speaking out on this topic. Nor can you claim to be concerned about false allegations of harassment and misconduct while also making false allegations. And by the same token, you can't claim that these subpoenas themselves are an invasive abuse of the legal system, a violation of due process and justice, and an outrageous intimidation tactic, causing emotional and financial devastation to all those they are inflicted upon, and then, in the next breath, wish those subpoenas and that same harm on someone else. All you're doing is revealing you don't think the right people are being targeted and made to suffer. Exposing that the whole conversation here about defending Justin Baldoni has nothing to do with advocating for victims of abuse. It's about fearing losing the power to abuse, of not being able to perpetrate that bullying and abuse free from consequences, instead of asking why. Why is the bullying, harassment, and name-calling necessary or acceptable at all? And how do we get to a world where it isn't?